Success at the Salvation Army might be measured differently than it is at other organizations, certainly than other corporations.
Oh man, that is awesome.
We measure success not on a huge level of numbers changed at one time, but by individuals and families that we help. That's success to us. And it is one person at a time. Knowing that we have changed the life of a family, we've given them something to eat. We've found them a forever home.
I'm really grateful and happy to have a place to live.
Having an impact on the community is not something that happens only one day or with one family, but it happens over time, and you see it over time.
I will say the Salvation Army was the village for my children, and I'm definitely appreciative.
And every individual needs something different. Some people need food, some people need shelter, some people need spiritual counseling, some people just need a shoulder to cry on.
He was so sick and I couldn't manage him and I couldn't manage everything, but that's kind of been how you've been the whole time. You know, every time I needed you, you've been there.
You see us at Christmas time ringing the bell and collecting in our kettles, but there are so many things that happen on a daily basis throughout Delaware, and I think a lot of people don't know that.
Not that long ago, I helped feed 300 people 2 meals a day for 8 days. I love stuff like that. I couldn't wait to get involved with those guys.
People are really unaware of all that we do here.
There's so much more behind the shield.
In the next few minutes, you'll see how the Salvation Army is using their resources to care for our community.
Salvation Army Early Learning Center is different from other centers. It's something that the community views as a place where they can go. They know they're going to get good instruction, but they also know the people that are here. This is a place that they can go and that they'll be safe and they'll be cared for and they'll be loved. We focus on the whole child, make sure that each child is reaching their developmental milestones. If not, we will help them move forward from our infant room up to our 5-year-olds so that they're going to transition into kindergarten without any issues. So when you're walking through the halls here, you're going to see children that know each other, and they're happy and they're content and they're with their friends and their loved ones, and it's just such a comforting feeling. The children come through the door and they're happy to see everyone as they come through. If the Early Learning Center didn't exist, I'm not sure where the children would be.
They've always been there for me, so to imagine them not being there, I think life probably would be a lot harder for me.
Here at the Family Services Department, we assist with people that are in need. Rental assistance, electric, basically crisis alleviation. We have a food pantry where we serve the public as well daily. They can come in and pick up food items and toiletry, hygiene. We were operating just 3 days a week, but we had to start, 5 days a week. So within our Family Services Department, we have 2 case managers, the director, and then there's the rapid rehousing case manager. She sees half the clients and I see the other half. So we meet with them weekly. We figure out a goal plan. If they are unemployed, we assist them with finding jobs. And right now we have a 52-bed shelter. And once they find a job, of course, the next thing would be to find housing. Once they find housing, we assist them with their security deposit and first month's rent. So I would say a week we may help about at least 100 plus families. The Salvation Army is a blessing to those in need.
The Salvation Army and the Rapid Rehousing Program is identifying housing to not only support the individual or family as they're going into housing, but once they're in as well. We want to set them up for success, or I like to think of return them to the successful life they had before and whatever got in the way. Clients are sent to me through the Housing Alliance, and I do an intake to identify what their needs are. They could be single, they could be families, depending on what their income is. Rapid Rehousing Funds provide the security deposit. We provide rental assistance and also case management.
To have a key to my own place, and I can go inside my apartment and I can turn that key, gives me peace.
Often it can be emotional to see and feel their pain. Some of the subjects we cover are sensitive, credit, criminal background. It's better to discuss these things in advance than to have them come up when people apply for homes and be surprised by a problem with a credit check. Yes, there's a credit problem, but my client had a devastating medical condition, and if you look at the credit, and these days you can see it's not credit card abuse, it's hospital bills. And often, property managers will soften when they see that. We're in a really difficult time right now.
So many people out here who would love to be in my shoes, need housing and jobs.
There's so much need. There's so much need.
Human trafficking is the exploitation of an individual for the purpose of profit, and what we typically see is commercial sex acts that are coerced or forced, labor trafficking, and domestic servitude. The mission of the Anti-Human Trafficking Program, Restoration Now, is to come alongside women or men that have been trafficked and just help them to restore their lives.
When I met Lauren, we were talking about what I had been through with the trafficking, and she helped me navigate through a lot. You were, from the beginning, somebody that I knew that I could trust, and you know that trust is huge and you can't really trust anybody.
The work we do with victims from the start, it's when we get somebody possibly out of the life directly off the street. We're really just focused on their basic needs, making sure they're okay and safe, and then just kind of going from there, assessing what their needs are at the moment. Sometimes it's just to say, we care about you, we love you, we're here if you need us. And then other times, somebody's a little bit further in their process and they're ready to make a step, whether that's emergency shelter, or it might be that they just need help with employment, getting an actual job, a safe job. We try to help people with education, if that's where they're at. We help people with employment and housing connection through some of our partners. And then we, of course, have the emergency shelter. You had already been through that process where you were ready to be clean and ready to start over.
Oh, absolutely.
And ready to heal. You just didn't have those individuals to help you walk through the rest of that journey, right? To get you to that next step.
You helped me because you opened up about your faith and what the program was and who developed the program, which is what really softened me to it. That is what helped. And we realized that The problems that we went through are not just problems. It's not just a drug problem. It's a soul sickness. So you navigated me through the spiritual portion that helped me truly get better. You know, every time I've needed you, you've been there. And that's what the program to me has been about. It's that support that I haven't had. You know, I worked really hard to get where I was, but we had setbacks. And we had a surprise who turned into be the biggest miracle. But, you know, you've been there the whole time. You've never given up on me.
You are a perfect example of somebody who's been through really tragic things. But I can't believe how far you've come in just these 3 years. And now you're helping other people. Just the fact that you're willing to be on the advisory committee and mentor other girls, and all while you're working this full-time job and taking care of him, and you amaze me all the time. You really do.
Words can't describe what you've done for me. They really can't.
We have served 88 victims that say, yes, we do have a problem in Delaware. And there really was nothing put together like this before we came to Salvation Army to have this program. So I think that the Salvation Army in general does a good job of reaching out to different partnerships. We're creating a safety network for these people where it didn't exist before.
Salvation Army is a home. It's not just a church. It's not just people that ring bells. Someplace you can come to for whatever you need. You know what I mean? You tell us what you need, we'll figure it out. We're there to help the community. The ARC is a program that helps you start over. Basically, it helps you with everything you would need to do or learn to function at a regular job. So you start out something small at the warehouse, and you just, as you move along, as you get better at things, you move up into different positions. It's an addiction-based program, but it's not just about alcohol or drugs. It's just, if you're just homeless and you want to change your life, then we'll take you. You know, we just want to help people, basically, without any questions. Do we want you to be Christian? Absolutely. Do we care if you're not? Not at all. Not at all. It's just, everybody's welcome. There is no discrimination at all. I've seen guys come, the one guy did like 15 years in prison. So now he's coming straight to the ARC. It's a whole different world. Some guys have never ever had a job. That's why we do the warehouse thing. It's some people have literally never had a 9-to-5 job. Basically, we work together because we kind of have to. You know what I mean? We're all there for the same reason, to change our lives. You got to realize that you got to work with each other, otherwise you're not going to get anything out of it. And you get out of it what you put into it. I work with every single part of the Salvation Army here and just help whatever's needed. Fixing problems is the biggest one. Almost every day, so I get a call about something. Can you? It's like, sure. I'll answer sure before they even ask the question. I enjoy helping people, you know what I mean? I'm good at it. Like, I'm a fixer. I'm a problem solver. People run into me, like, every job I've ever had, I was the guy that comes fixes the problems. Everybody gives up. And that's what I like doing. I'm really good at it. I think outside the box. Other people are like, they look at the textbook answer, I throw the book away. I came down here with a chip on my shoulder, thinking don't trust nobody. And then I learned I was sent here for a reason, to learn humility. And that's when I finally gave in. You got to surrender everything. To get this program to work, you got to give it all up. Trust God to do everything. Surrender. Trust God's plan. Basically, it's about faith. You know there's something's gonna happen. I'm here for a reason.
I am the program director for day services with the Salvation Army Developmental Disabilities Program. We have residential services where we have folks that live in homes throughout our communities, and we have day services that we assist folks with getting jobs, helping them volunteer in the community, and having fun in the community. Our residential program has 15 different sites throughout Sussex County, and we help folks from anything from going to a doctor to helping them eat. It's anything to help them live their good life, their best life. Todd is a perfect example of that. He works at Panera. He also volunteers with Meals on Wheels. He's ready to do anything you put in front of him, and for him, independence is key.
Conventionally, I like to paint. I like music. Since I just be on time, just my uniform, I feel real good. And I'm making lots of money. I like everything.
Years ago, one of our ladies was very interested in art, and one of her goals in life was to see her artwork hanging in a gallery. From that, we always want to help people grow in their interests and their abilities. When we first started the program, some of our folks were shy and they weren't very sure of themselves, and they would show their families what they did, and they'd have strangers come in and say good job, and all of that became very important to them. We've had people that actually cry when they sell paintings because it's so important to them. One of our goals is to help people get jobs, and when the job's not ready for them or they're not quite ready for the job, then we do a lot of volunteer work in the community. By doing that, they gain skills, they find jobs that they like, they find jobs they don't like, and it gives them, the foundation to go out and find a job where they will get paid for it. And we also can show people what we can do. We can show people our abilities, not our disabilities. To them, sometimes it doesn't matter if it's $5 or $500. It's just something they did on their own. And it is very important to them that they can show that they can do.
If there's one thing that the Salvation Army has learned in all the many, many years that we've been here in Delaware and throughout the country, is that there will always be need. But we also know that you will always walk beside us, helping us with your prayers, your resources, your suggestions, and your love. We thank you for that as we continue to embrace this community that we call home and that we all love.
Anything else you want to tell them?
I like you all.
I love you all.
Thank you. Good job. You're a pro. Good job.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.